Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, everybody. Dandvat pranams to all of you. Today we have a very, very special day, appearance day of Adavaita Acarya Prabhu. He is none different than Lord himself, Mahavishnu. So today we have also a very special guest, His Holiness Bhakti Anugrah Janardhan Swami Maharaj with us tonight to give us the lecture on Adavaita Acharya's appearance day. So Maharaji, would you like to turn your camera on? Hare Krishna, Dandavat Maharaji, Dandavat. Hare Krishna Maharaji.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Maharaji. Yes, Maharaji. Thank you. I can hear. Thank you so much, Maharaji, for coming up. So before we get into the discussion, I would like to just briefly do the intro about Maharaji. Maharaji has been with us in last two programs. He gave 2 Sundays lectures so far, and it has been very, very enlightening to hear from His Holiness. So Maharaj is basically, Brindavan Vashi, resident of Brindavan, but currently he's residing in Canada as at Vancouver Temple. Maharaj is a disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and he got sannyas initiation in 2014. Maharaji has done a lot of service to our organization. He was brahmachari for quite a long time, and now he is serving as full-time devotee as a sannyasi. So we are so fortunate to have the association of His Holiness tonight. Maharaji, please proceed with the lecture. Thank you so much once again for coming up and giving us your association. If you would like to chant Jai Radha Madhava, that's also fine. You can follow after you. Whatever works with you, Maharaji, we'll try to manage that. So kindly let us know how you would like to proceed. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for your kindness to engage me in some service, especially on this most auspicious day of Si Advaita Acarya Prabhu's appearance.
It's 4 o'clock.
Is one of the Panchatattva, and we will discuss more of his glories, who is Advaita Acharya, and some of his pastimes, and read from the Chaitanya Charitamrita and some other scriptures. Okay, so I will chant this song. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More
Toma Bhina Ke Dayalo Jagat Samsare
Toma Bina Ke Dayalu Jagat Samsare
Patita Pavana Hetu Tavaya Avatara
Patita Pavana Hetu Tavaya Avatara
Samapatita Prabho Napaibe Ara
Bhushama Patita Prabhu Napaibe Ara
Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi
Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi
Kripa Bala Kana Karo Mi Badatu
Kripaya Valokana Karo Ami Baradukhi
Doya Karo Sitapati Advaita Gosai
दया करो सीतापति अद्वैता गोसाई।
तव कृपा भले पाए चैतन्य निताय।
तव कृपा बले पाय चैतन्य निताय।
आह स्वरूप सनातन रूपा रघुनाथ।
स्वरूप सनातना रूप रघुनाथ।
भक्त जुगा जीवा प्रभु लोकनाथ।
भट्ट जुगा श्री जीवा प्रभु लोकनाथ।
दया करो सियाचर्या प्रभु श्रीनिवास।
दया करो श्री आचार्य प्रभु श्रीनिवास।
चंद्र संगमगे नरोत्तम दास।
रामचंद्र संग मजे नरोत्तम दास।
कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय
जय
प्रभु।
प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल।
जय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल।
नमः ओम विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी नमः ओम विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पश्चादेशतारिणे। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय
चैतन्य Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vinda.
Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna. So today is the most auspicious appearance day of Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu. Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu is one of the eternal associates of the Supreme Lord in Gaura Lila. He is one of the Pancha Tattva. That means he's one of the five features of the Supreme Lord. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's Swayam Bhagavan, Purna Bhagavan. And then in his expansions, he expanded himself into unlimited energies as well. In the Shakti Tattva, the personified Hladani Shakti, the pleasure potency is Srimati Radharani. And she's also none different than Krishna. Sri Krishna, Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Anya. And then Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the combined form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different than Radha and Krishna combined. And then it says that Advaita Acharya is an expansion of Sadashiva and also Mahavishnu. The first expansion of the Supreme Lord in his Leela expansion is Balaram. As Prabhupada says, there is no difference between Lord Balaram and Lord Krishna. The only difference is that Lord Balaram is crystal white in color and complexion, and Lord Krishna is bluish black, just like a monsoon cloud or like a tamal tree, or the Yamuna. Yamuna also is dark and complex in color, darkish. So, yes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his different expansions. Yes, it says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, he is a Swayam Prakash. Lord Krishna is the original form of the Supreme Lord. And then he further divided himself into Prabhab Prakash and this another expansion of the Supreme Lord, Vaibhav Prakash. Now, Prabhab Prakash means Lord Krishna himself. He expanded himself. It's like in the rasa dance. Lord Krishna, he expanded himself into as many gopis there are, and then but then the original Krishna is the one who is dancing with Srimati Radharani. But then he expanded himself further to dance with other gopis. That is Prabhav Prakash. Then there is Vaibhav Prakash, who is none other than Krishna, but in a different mood. That is Balaram. Krishna's mood is that he is the master to be served. What's that? Sevya, Manya. Yeah, that's his mood. To be served, master to be served. Lord Balaram also is a master, but he is the supreme servant personality of Godhead. He's a supreme Lord, but his mood is to serve Lord Krishna. or in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda. But then in the expansion, see, when Lord Krishna goes out of Vrindavan, he expands himself, he never leaves Vrindavan, then that is Vasudev Krishna. Then when Lord Balaram, he goes out, he goes to Mathura, and he goes to Dwarka. Lord Balaram also never leaves Vrindavan, just like Lord Krishna. So Lord Balaram, when he is in the Krishna Lila, he goes out of Vrindavan in different pastimes. That is Mula Sankarsan. But then in the spiritual world, the original Sankarsan is Maha Sankarsan, Lord Balaram. Now in the material world, Lord Balaram also expanded himself, just like all of these different incarnations of the Supreme Lord came from Sankarsan. And the first Purusa avatars, that means Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and Shirvidakashayi Vishnu, they're all expansions of Lord Balaram. So there is a connection here. Advaita Acharya is none other than Mahavishnu and Shadashiva. There's a verse in the Gaura Ganodesh Deepika. Braje Avesh Rupatvad Vyudho Yopi Shadashiva Seeva Dvaita Goswami Chaitanya Bina Vigraha. Shadashiva, an expansion of the Supreme Lord in Braj, is here known as Advaita Acharya. He is none different from Chaitanya. So in the Panchatattva, that means si Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, si Advaita, Gadadhar, Shiva Adi Gaura Bhakta Binda. The different expansion of this Panchatattva, we've heard that, yes, the avatar, Bhakta avatar is Krishna Bhakta. Bhakta avatar is Krishna himself, who came as a devotee. But then he expanded himself also as a devotee, which is none different, Bhakta avatar, Bhakta Krishna. This Balaram, Lord Nityananda. And then see, Advaita Acharya is the main expansion also as Mahavishnu. So as we've heard here in the Gaura Ganodesh Deepika is none other than Shadashiva as well, an expansion of the Supreme Lord. It's like in the material world, Lord Shiva also expanded himself. He is also the guardian of the holy dam. Lord Shiva, he expanded himself also as a, as a cowherd boy. Lord Shiva expanded himself as a cowherd boy. He also expanded himself as a gopi, Gopishwar. Gopishwar, none other than Lord Shiva. So another verse here from Gaura Ganodesh Deepika explaining about the nature of Advaita Acharya. Yes, Chagopal Deha San Braja Krishnasya Sanidho Nanarta Shri Shiva Tantre Bhairavashvacho Yata Ekada Kartike Masidipayatra Mahotsave Sri Rama Saha Gopala Krishno Nrityati Yatnavan Nirikshamad Guru Deva Gopa Bhavilashavan Priyena Nanditong Arabhya Chakra Brahmana Lilaya Sri Krishna Shya Prasadena Dvividho Botsada Shiva Ekastatra Shiva Shakshad Anya Gopala Vigraha In Braj, he took the form of a cowherd boy and danced alongside Krishna, as we mentioned earlier. Uh, this is stated by Bhairava in the Shiva Tantra. Once during the Diwali festival of the month of Kartik, my guru Shankaradev saw Krishna dancing with Balaram and the cowherd boys. He became desirous of becoming a cowherd boy himself, and he began to dance, spinning like a whirling wheel for Krishna's pleasure. Thus, by Krishna's mercy, Sadashiva plays two different roles in Braj. In one, he is Shiva himself, in the other, he is a cowherd boy. Gauru Ganadesh Deepika 77 to 80. So yes, Lord Shiva, he performed a very important role in the Krishna Lila, especially many pastimes of Lord Shiva with Lord Krishna. It's like in Nandagram. Lord Shiva, he had darshan. He wanted to have a darshan of Lord Krishna. But then somehow or other, because of his feature, so many looking like not ordinary, extraordinary Lord Shiva, because his body is covered by the ashes of dead people from the crematorium. It also has a live snake around his body. There's Ganga on top of his head. But he is transcendental. But somehow or other, in the past time, where as soon as after finishing offering foodstuffs to Lord Krishna, Lord Balaram, then there is a deity of Lord Shiva in Nandagram where they offer the prasad after offering to the Supreme Lord. So the prasad becomes Maha Maha Prasad, become more powerful. Lord Shiva, as we mentioned also earlier, he is Vaishnavanam Yatashambhu. He is the topmost devotee, and he is a Digpal. He is the guardian of the holy Dham. So there's another feature of Lord, because si Advaita Prabhu is also none other than Mahavishnu, as we mentioned earlier. He is the master of the universe. There is this verse from the first chapter of the first part, Adi Lila, of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 12 and 13. Mahavishnu Jagat Karta Mayaya Srijati Ada Tasyavatara Evayam Advaicharya Isvara Advaitam Harinadvaitam Acharyam Bhakti Shashanat Bhakta Bhataram Isham Tam Advaicharyam Israel. Yes. Mahavishnu is the master of the universe, which he creates through his power of Maya. Advaita Acharya is the incarnation of this form of the Supreme Lord. He is known as Advaita because he is none other than Hari. And as Acharya because he is the preceptor of devotion. I take shelter of the Supreme Lord, Advaita Acharya, who is the incarnation of a devotee. So he's a Bhakta Bhataram. Bhakta Sarupam, Bhakti Shaktikam. Yes, so Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written that Maya has two functions and Mahavishnu appears in two ways according to those functions. When he is in the material world as a creator, he is the universe's effective cause, Nirmita, Nimitra, Nimitta Karana, in his form of Vishnu. In the unmanifest material energy, Pradhan appearing in the form of Rudra, He's a second identity as Advaita. So Lord Advaita, Acharya is Mahavishnu. He is a supreme preceptor. It's like his the material world was created through the glance of Mahavishnu. Yeah, Vishnu's activities is so auspicious because of his existence as the honor or the master of the universe. Advaita Acharya is the root source of all auspiciousness. And anyone who cannot understand that the complications which are ever present in the material universe are beneficial in a way which is pure, eternal, complete, and free from deprived of its true spiritual activity, devotion to Krishna. So yes, you'll be deprived if anyone who cannot understand this. So when Advaita Acharya took birth, one of his name is Kamala Laksha. Kamala means lotus, and Aksha means eyes. So his eyes is like lotus-like. It's like the form of the Supreme Lord is compared also different parts of the body, transcendental form of the Supreme Lord is compared to a lotus flower, lotus eyes, lotus lips, lotus hands, lotus feet. So similarly, Advaita Acharya is like this. He's known as Kamala Laksha. He's all auspicious. His appearance also is not mundane. So his eyes is like a lotus flower, and therefore his name is Kamala Laksha. Sometimes it's called Kamala Kanta. Kamala Kanta. Vrindavan Das Thakur described also Advaita as a foremost Vaishnava because he is none other than Shankar. So his appearance, it says that there are two or few stories where he took birth. Some says he took birth in village of Navagram in the city of Sylhet. Now it's Bangladesh. And some says he took birth in Shantipur itself, where he belongs. But some say he took birth in Sylhet and then he moved to Shantipur, of course. So his father's name is Kubera. It's a Barendra Brahmin, Kubera Pandit, and the wife of Kubera is Naba Devi. So on the 7th day of the waxing moon in the month of Magh, that means now, the birth of Kubera happened. And yes, this Kubera Pandit is the original god Kubera, the demigod. This is the treasurer of the demigods. Okay. And it says that Kubera is a devotee of Nishingha, and he is sighted in the village of Navagram near Sylhet in Bangladesh. So the appearance of Lord Advaita Acharya is very auspicious because the conception also is from within the heart. Both husband and wife, Kubera and Nava Devi. So very, very auspicious when Lord Advaita Acharya took birth. They can see that this child is not an ordinary child. They can see that actually from his features that is very, very great personality. So So it says here, I'm just reading from different articles written about Advaita Acharya. So both the husband and wife, Kubera and Nava Devi, Kubera Pandit and Nava Devi, that disappeared at the young age of Advaita. So Advaita went to Gaya on the pretext that he will be performing the appropriate lust ritual for his parents. But then he continued to travel all over India, different holy places in India. And when he came to Vrindavan, he became absorbed in the worship of Krishna. And through his meditation, he was able to understand that Krishna was about to appear in Navadvip. So, yes, while on this pilgrim, also he met one famous poet, Vidyapati. Um, Vidyapati's poems, they're being recited even nowadays in Jagannath Temple. So this encounter is very beautifully described in Advaita Vilas. In Vrindavan also, he met this um, very, very learned Brahman, Chobe, because while he was there, he had a dream. He had a dream about this um, deity, and somehow or other, he uh, he gave the deity to Chobe family. And then Sanatan Goswami, the name of the deity that he discovered actually is um, Madan Gopal. Madan Gopal, yes. But then Sanatan Goswami, after some time, when he visited during his Madhukari, he met this family, Chobe, and the deity Madan Gopal, where they Madan Gopal is playing with the child, the child of the Chobe, the Brahmana. And he can see, Sanatan Goswami was saying that, oh, this is not proper, because they can see that Madan Gopal is not being treated properly. Sometimes he's being cooked, unspiced, kitchery. Um, and then in a dream, actually, Sanatan Goswami, he told that, yes, this is not proper. We should treat him nicely. And in the dream, the deity appeared to the Chobe family to be given to Sanatan Goswami, which later on, that deity is being worshipped as Madan Mohan. Uh, just like the temple of Madan Mohan temple in Vrindavan, this is like the symbol of Vrindavan. Uh, when you see the temple of Madan Mohan, it's still there, but it's not 100% being preserved, but still very, very big. So the original deity Madan Mohan was found by Advaita Acharya. First Madan Gopal, then became Madan Mohan. So Advaita Acharya had two wives. They're expansions of Yoga Maya. One was named Sri, and the other is Sita, Sita Thakurani. It is written in the Gora Ganudesh Tipika that they are none different than Yoga Maya. And Sri is her Prakash expansion of Yoga Maya. So it says there that Advaita Acharya also had two residences, one in Shantipur and the other one not far from Shiva's home in Navadvip, Mayapur. He's always engaged in discussion also of bhakti, devotion, about how to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that even the elder brother, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, will every day he will come and attend the classes of Advaita Acharya regarding bhakti. Hmm? It says also that at the time when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took birth, Advaita Acharya Prabhu is already around 52 years old. So that's why most, if not all, of the pictures of Advaita Acharya is being depicted as having a white hair and white beard, looking old, but actually it's not really that much old because the Lord is transcendental. Somehow or other, it's just being depicted like that. Hmm? So yes, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, he met when Madhavendra Puri was traveling. Also, he met Madhavendra Puri in Navadvip, and he took initiation from Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri and Isvara Puri, they're contemporaries. Both are under the tutelage and under, that means, shelter of Sri Madhavendra Puri. It says that Madhavendra Puri is the seed of bhakti, where the three pure devotional service sprout. The main branch of these three is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the two sub branches are none different than Lord Nityananda and also Advaita Acharya. It was Madhavendra Puri who introduced the worship, um, including Radharani, with Krishna, because in the beginning, in the early, before that, most, if not, they're only worshiping Krishna alone, not with Radharani. And Madhavendra Puri, he introduced this um, love between Radha and Krishna in the mood of separation, which is the highest, the topmost, which later on, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions that this is the topmost um, uh, realization or love of God, is that when one is feeling separation from his beloved. So yes, Advaita Acharya, uh, he met Madhavendra Puri in the house of in his house. And when he saw Madhavendra Puri, he immediately understood that this person, Madhavendra Puri, is transcendental. He felt this deep inner joy, and that he can take mantra, receive mantra from him. So he said that Mahaprabhu is the main trunk of the wish-fulfilling devotion, tree of devotion, as we mentioned earlier. And it says also that our movement, ISKCON, is one of these branches, sub-branches after this. Lord Chaitanya is the main, um, Lord Chaitanya is the main trunk, and then there's so many sub-branches which also give fruits, fruits of love of God. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So ultimately, the cause of Lord Chaitanya's descent to the material world is none other than Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya. his cry. He saw a verse whereby just by worshiping the Lord, by Ganga and Tulsi, one can invoke the Lord's presence. Because in those days, everyone is performing some activities which supposed to be spiritual, but nothing really direct about bhakti or devotion. Many are performing rituals and sacrifices for fruitive gain, karma kanda. The Brahmanas, they're learning the Vedas, studying the Vedas, Nyaya, all these different categories or divisions about reading, studying the Vedas. But no one is actually concentrating about the nature of the supreme absolute truth. Just in the name of the Vedas, they're performing so many sacrifices, not even authorized, just to say that they're following the Vedas. It says that sometimes they will marry each other's dogs in the name of having a Vedic ritual and sacrifice. So it's really going downhill. So when Advaita Acharya can see the flight of everyone that time, he can understand that there is only one way how this can be resolved, except to appeal and request the Supreme Lord to come. Not any of his incarnations, but he should come himself. So yeah, it says that another name for Advaita Acharya is Hunkar. Hunkar means one who um, roar. Because when he was praying, when he was um, performing his prayers and his requests and his appeal for the Lord to come, he says he would roar like a lion. That's why I know one devotee, his name is Hunkar Prabhu. Prabhupada gave him this name, Hunkar. Hunkar means one who roars like a lion. So yes, so this crying and appeal and request of Lord Advaita Acharya reach up to the Vaikuntha. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he does not have any other choice but to fulfill the desire of his devotee, in a sense. The Lord asking for the Lord to come. He's none other than Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. It's like Harihar. This combination is there in there's a temple in Navadvip called Harihar. Harihar. It's a deity of Advaita, means there's a deity of Hari, Lord Krishna, in bluish, blackish complexion, and then there's other part, the blackish complexion of Lord Shiva. So he will constantly offered water from the Ganges and Tulsi Manjaris while meditating on Krishna's lotus feet, and at the same time calling Lord Krishna's name with loud roars. So that's why, in this way, Supreme Lord Sri Krishna descend. And this is the main reason why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 307 and 9. So yes, Advaita Acharya, his body is transcendental, his reservoir of devotional service Nothing can go wrong. You can see wrong about him. He's transcendental in all his features. Um, he's the most merciful. And with great enthusiasm, he will do this every day until the Lord came. There is this feature of the Supreme Lord as a young boy, Nimai, that every day he would come also. Practically, he'll be asked by his mother to fetch his brother, Vishvarup, in the house of Advaita Acharya. So every day he would come and they will see young Nimai. And it's so beautiful that everyone is attracted to his beauty. That even Advaita Acharya, he prays that someday he'll become a good Vaishnava. Someday he'll become a good Vaishnava, because he doesn't have that full realization yet. Who is this person? Only after some time that Lord revealed himself to Advaita Acharya. He understood. Advaita Acharya understood the Mahaprabhu. Um, so as we mentioned earlier, this Vishvarup, he understood that his parents are preparing for him to be married. So he actually decided to live one day and never to return. It says that he took sannyas. His name is Sankararanya. Um, Only later on, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling in the south, that he found out that Vishvarupa left his body and having a name of Sankararanya. So now, mother, the mother Navi, no, the mother of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mother Sachi, she's worried that Advaita Acharya also may start to uh, invite, started to convince young Nimai to take up to the process of devotion. So in her mind, she was thinking that the cause of her son's Vishvarup leaving is because of Advaita Acharya. And now she is thinking also that Advaita Acharya may take his son, young Nimai, to take part in this process. So Nimai, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he understood this mentality of Sachi Mata. So Mother Sachi was asked by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to ask for forgiveness from Advaita Acharya. But Advaita Acharya, he doesn't see this as as an offense, because it's not really. He did not do this. It was Vishvarup's decision. But nevertheless, he was forgiven by Advaita Acharya. Now there is this one um, there's one sorrow, one thing that makes Advaita Acharya unhappy. He's always unhappy. He's always happy. He's always blissful. But only one thing, because see, as we mentioned earlier, Advaita Acharya is by age and by spiritual initiation, is considered to be a senior than Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Advaita Acharya was not able to actually able to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, because of this. So his main lamentation is that how can he be able to get the attention of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and serve him? So he understood, Advaita Acharya, he understood that uh, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very against Mayavad philosophy. So he found a solution how to get the attention of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Advaita Acharya Prabhu now, he decided to start to propagate Mayavad philosophy. He started to talk about Mayavad philosophy, and started to spread as much as possible. And one day, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he heard this, that, whoa, something is not right here. Advaita is propagating this nonsense. So let me go and find out where is he. Let me go and find out how is he doing this? Why is he doing this? So he came to see Advaita Acharya and started beating him. Gauranga Mahaprabhu started beating Advaita Acharya. But then Sita Thakurani was there also. And she was stopping Gauranga Mahaprabhu. What are you doing? You will kill him. You will kill Advaita. Stop doing this. You cannot do this anymore. So see, from inside, Advaita Acharya actually was very blissful. He was thinking, oh, finally I got the attention of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So later on, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he understood that, oh, this Advaita has tricked me to do this. So eventually he understood what was the motive, why he did that, and everything was reconciled. So yes, this is the test of Advaita Acharya. So according to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, there is one Mahaprabhu, that's Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or the Supreme Lord. And the other two Prabhus, or Lords, serving the Supreme Lord is lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. It's none other than Lord Nityananda and Advaita Acharya. They're in the Vishnu Tattva categories. That means they are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These three personalities rather belongs to the category of the all worshipable. And the fourth category is a devotee who is the worshipper, Shivas, and other millions of other devotees belong to the category of the pure devotees. There is also Shakti, Shaktiman, that Gadadhar. See, Gadadhar also is not different than incarnation, the Lord's energies or Shaktis. So they are all counted as his intimate devotees from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So yes, there are three Prabhus, but one is more, it's in the Vishnu Tattva, but one is Mahaprabhu, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So these are the Pancha Tattva. Bhakta Swarupam is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nityananda is Bhakta Swarup, the first expansion of the Supreme Lord. And Advaita Acharya is the Bhakta Avatar, incarnation of the devotee, Bhakta Avatar, Mahavishnu and Lord Shiva. So, Doya Koro Shita Pati Advaita Gosai, as we were chanting, without the mercy of Advaita Acharya, who is the husband of Shita Pati, only by the strength of Lord Lord Advaita Acharya's mercy that we will attain Chaitanya and Nitai. So first we please Lord Nityananda to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, and then we'll get the mercy of Radha Krishna. And to get the mercy of Lord Nityananda, we need to get the mercy of Advaita Acharya. To get the mercy of Advaita Acharya, we need the mercy of the six Goswamis. To get the mercy of the six Goswamis, we need the mercy of the Guru Parampara. And it goes on to the present spiritual master, our spiritual master. So Advaita Acharya's glories and activities has been described by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, by Vrindavan Das Thakur in Chaitanya Bhagavat, and the Narahari Chakravarti Bhakti Ratnakar, and also Advaita Vilash. So there's unlimited description of Advaita Acharya Prabhu's mercy, glories, very extensive, and we just have to, we have described some of this. I'll read one pastimes here between Advaita and Haridas Thakur. Namacharya Haridas Thakur, because both of them are practically also contemporary. Namacharya Haridas Thakur is older than Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well. And he taught Advaita Acharya, he taught personally Haridas Thakur. Even though Haridas Thakur, his background also is unknown, who's his parents, coming from a Muslim family. But somehow or other, when we heard about Haridas Thakur, he's already chanting the holy name of the Lord. So yes, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's unlimited mercy to Haridas Thakur is that he gave him the name of Namacharya. So Advaita Prabhu is like the teacher of the people, and he claimed that his behavior was in conformity with all the scriptures. So he was feeding Haridas Thakur, he's feeding millions of brahmanas in that way. Advaita Acharya, he demonstrated by honoring Haridas Thakur by giving him the plate offered in the Shraddha ceremony. And the annual day set for offering oblations to the forefathers, a householder Vaishnava offers all kinds of foodstuffs to the Lord and then invites Brahmins and Vaishnavas to take prasad. So Advaita Acharya Prabhu, somehow he chose Haridas Thakur to be given this special treatment. And he says, please don't be afraid. I shall only do what is accepted in scripture. If you eat, it is as though 10 million Brahmins had eaten. So he gave like preference to Haridas Thakur in this way. It's like if you favor or if you please pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, then you get so much mercy in return, coming from the Supreme Lord himself. So yes, there's so many things that we can say about Advaita Acharya, but we don't have so much time. We're only given 1 hour here. The associates of the Lord, especially in Kali Yuga, their main purpose is to kill the demoniac mentalities of everyone. We cannot, unlike in the Dwapara Yuga, demons are being killed by weapons by the Supreme Lord. But in Kali Yuga, the main weapon of the Supreme Lord is this Harinam Sankirtan. By singing the names of the Supreme Lord, the holy names of the Supreme Lord, one will be able to kill the demoniac mentalities of the demons, non-devotees, and they'll be able to convince them to partake to the process of Krishna consciousness in this way, just by dancing and chanting. Is like what the Panchatattva did 500 years ago. It is still applicable in this day and age, more applicable as ever as Kali Yuga progresses, as Kali Yuga become more and more rampant. This is the only way whereby we'll be able to make advancement in spiritual life and go back home, back to Godhead. So I will stop here now. If there's any other points that one would like to say or some comments, please let us know. Can we hear somebody from our dear friends in St. Louis?
Thank you so much, Maharaj ji. I mean, really very, very, lucky to have your association on such an auspicious day. So if there is anything that anybody would like to share, any question, we can take maybe one more if you have any.
You would like to include, I'm sure I missed many things, but I'm sure you can also include some points which you'd like to include about Advaita Acharya. Very special personality. They can understand right from the very beginning, because see, the Supreme Lord,
it's 5 o'clock.
When he appears, there's so many signs in his body that this special feature only the Supreme Lord has, and those features of Advaita Acharya explains that he's none other than the Supreme Lord himself. Any other points?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Is there any mention about Advaita Acharya having any kids or
Yes.
kids? Yeah.
I'll just mention it to you. Hold on. Yeah, because he has two wives, right? So only one of them has one child, and the other wife has few. Let me see here. I just read it here also. I didn't mention it too much. The sons of Advaita. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, 1:12:12. Although 6 sons were born to Advaita Acharya, the incarnation of Mahavishnu, he indicated that some of them had understood the essence of spiritual life and some had not. Those who simply claimed to be his followers but showed no affection for Gauranga were the later. Those who were attached to Mahaprabhu in ever-increasing affection were the former. This included Achyutananda, Shri Krishna Mishra, and Gopal Mishra, while Balaram, Sarup, and Jagadish belonged to the category of those who did not recognize Chaitanya. Achyutananda was the eldest brother, and Shri Krishna Mishra and Gopal Mishra followed his lead. Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati also writes in his Gaudavashya to the Chaitanya Bhagavat 2.10.162. If someone takes Advaita Acharya to be the best of all the Vaishnavas, then he can be called a Vaishnava. On the other hand, if someone considers him to be the object of all religious life, the Vishaya Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be his devotee or ashraya, then he will never be able to attain Krishna's lotus feet. So, yes, yes, many, it's like in those days, is not really considered against to have at least two wives. Like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lakshmi Priya, Vishnu Priya. So here we have Shri and also Sita Thakurani. But they're not ordinary personalities, also the consorts of the Supreme Lord. But then here we've heard that the sons, they're not all really like showing favorable to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's kind of difficult to understand, isn't it? Some are favorable, they understood the essence of spiritual life, and some had not. That is the complexity now here. Huh? So we have to understand it in this way. Not everyone, even if we have children, if we are Vaishnav husband, Vaishnav ideal husband and wife, devotees, as much as possible, they pray that their children will grow up as Krishna conscious. But then out of their choice, they will choose not to become devotees. So what to do? Just have to accept it, isn't it? Any points? Any comments more?
Thank you, Maharaj.
Is that okay?
Yeah, definitely. That's nicely explained, Maharaj. Thank you.
Most of them have two wives. Lord Nityananda had two wives also, right?
Yeah.
Usually Satriyas supposed to be like that, but also Brahmanas are allowed to have two wives in those days. So don't follow this. Don't do it these days. We're in a different age now also. I think in some other religions it's allowed, like in Muslims to have so many wives, but not in our Vaishnava tradition right now. Any other points? We have to understand there's so many references in the Chaitanya Charitamrita about this features of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's eternal associate, Advaita Acharya. Sometimes he says that his parents gave him the name Advaita, but then one time he says that his spiritual master, the one who taught him in the school, also.
We'll eat some.
Hello? Please speak.
Sorry, Maharaj, there was just some disturbance. Somebody was accidentally turned on. So
No. Somebody would like to give more points on Advaita Acharya? We have to learn how to serve like Advaita Acharya Prabhu also. Even though he is the Supreme Lord himself, but his mood also is to serve Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's very auspicious. And next week we'll be observing the anniversary appearance of Lord Nityananda, isn't it?
yes,
Saturday.
yes.
Saturday. Yeah. So more in this way, you see, whenever we hear the glories of the Supreme Lord and His devotees, and it purifies us. The more we understand them, then the more we become attached to them, the more we would like to serve them and His devotees. Yes. The main contribution of Sri Advaita Prabhu is that he's the main cause why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. Of course, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come as per his will, but somehow or other, Advaita Acharya Prabhu became instrumental in doing so by just watering or worshipping his Shalagram Shila. That Shalagram Shila is still in Shantipur. It's near in Abadwip, near our temple there. Mayapur Chandrodaya Mandir. Okay. Is there anything else? How many participants do we have?
Maharajji, so we are watching in a family. So right now we have 25 families watching the program. So
Very
for
good.
example, at my login, Maharajji, we have 5 devotees watching. Likewise, everybody is watching with their family. So we have right now more or less 120 devotees.
Very good.
Yes, Maharajji.
So we can honor the feast also virtually. Right now, well, maybe temples will be open soon somehow. Here in Canada, where I am, I mean, all the temples are still closed. I don't know about North America like US. I think some of them are open. But here, it's pandemic is still there. And the fear of having this COVID is still there. That's why our temple is still closed.
Yes, Maharajji. Thank you so much once again, Maharajji, for coming up and giving us your association. Advaita Acharya Prabhu Appearance Day ki jai. His Holiness Bhakti Anugrah Janardhan Swami Maharaj ki jai. Assemble Bhakti Vrind ki jai.
Hare
Maharajji,
Krishna.
so we are going to do Aarti. If you would like to watch, please, stay with us. Otherwise, if there is some other lecture somewhere else, it's totally up to your desire, Maharajji. I would like. But we are going to do Aarti for 20 minutes, and then after that, we are going to have the Narsimha prayer.
Thank you, Mar. I may take my leave now, but these are deities, Gornitai, right?
Yeah, we are basically doing one of our devotees. They
Yeah.
have big deities of God and Nitai. So we are basically going to have the Aarti from their house. They are dedicated, devotees for our congregation, Sari Mataji and Krishna Swarup Prabhu. So they are helping us with, organizing the Aarti tonight. So big deities, very, so we are just getting the opportunity to have the darshan of their deities at their home. And we have also, wonderful deity in our temple. But since we are watching the program online or Zoom, we thought it might be better to have, home deities also. Sometimes, everybody should be taking the darshan of that. So it's kind of a little
Very
bit different, way to enjoy and, worship Lord Advaita Acharya today.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. I may leave now.
Thank you, Maharajji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandot Pranams. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So next we are going to have the Aarti. And I'm going to share a screen with the words of the mantra that I'm going to chant. And at the same time, the most important thing is that you can see Sari Mataji's, is on, her camera is on. So Sari Didi. So what we will do is that while we are doing the Aarti, we are going to have the darshan of Nitai God, Natraj, and God Nitais.
Prabhu, Nitai Gaura Sundara.
Nitai
Nitai
God
Gaur
Sundar.
Sundara.
Nitai God Sundar is the name of the deities.
Yes.
So God Nitai is, is the basically deity, and then we give, different names to him. So we are going to have the darshan of the deities, and as we are doing the arti, please make sure that your, camera, you are basically, zooming into that, ID, into that login. Sari Mataji's, frame is coming right now on the screen, and also I'm going to share the lyrics of the song that I'm going to chant. And if you like to chant, you can chant, but don't, unmute yourself. Keep yourself muted, and then, we'll go through it very smoothly. Thank you so much, Sari Mataji. So if you like, you can begin the Aarti, Mataji.
Sure, Prabhu. Shri Shri Nitai Gauda Sundar ki jai, Jagana Bale Subhadra Mai ki jai, Krishna Balaram ki jai.
Jai. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jai Sri Advaita Jai Sri Advaita Jaya Gaur. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jai Sri Advaita Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Sri Advaita Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Sri Advaita Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati ko shobha. Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Jahanavi Tatavane Jaga Manalobha Jahanavi Tatavane Dakine Nitai Chanda Bame Gadadara. Dakine Nitai Nikate Advaita Srini Vasa Chatradhara. Nikate Advaita Bosi Ache Gaura Chanda Ratna Simhasane. Bosi Ache Gaura Chanda Arati ko Vena Brahma Adi Devagane. Arati Narahari Adi Kore Chamara Mukunda Bashu Gosa Adigaya Sanka baje, घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला मधुरामृ गंगा बाजे परमरसाला अयो गौरंगा श्री अवताचार्य प्रभु की जय मधुरामृ गंगा बाजे परमरसाला शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंका बाजे घंटा गौरंगा रति को शोभा जगा जन मना लोभा गौरंगा रति को शोभा जय जग जन मना लोभा गौरंगा राति का शोभा जय सच्चिनंदन जय सच्चिनंदन जय सच्चिनंदन नित्य गौरंगा नित्य गौरंगा नित्य गौरंगा नित्य गौरंगा नित्य गौरंगा नित्य गौरंगा गौर हरि नित्य गौरंगा गौर गौरा गौर हरि नित्य गौरंगा गौर हरि जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैता चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय द्वैता चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय द्वैता चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय द्वैता Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Advaita Chandra Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Baho Koti Chandra Jini Badana Ujwala Baho Koti Chandra Jini Gala Dese Bana Mala Kore Jhalamala Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gada Gada Shiva Sukha Kati bi noda dekhe Gorara Sampada Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Nama Oh Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Namaste Jaya Shri Krishna Jaya Kanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hariyo, Jai Jai Shri Radha Shyam Sundar. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Whoa! Gauranga, Nityananda, बोलो बोलो श्री अद्वैत आचार्य प्रभु की जय। हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा, कृष्णा कृष्णा, हरे हरे, हरे राम, हरे राम, राम राम, हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar, Shri Radhe. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Panchatattva, 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 Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, oh yo! Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Srila Gurudev, Jai. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की, कलयुग पावन धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, द सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय 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 श्री पंचतत्व भगवान की, अद्वैताचार्य प्रभु अपीयरेंस डे की, निताय गौर प्रेम नंदी हरि हरि बोल। Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So, Sari Mataji, you want to chant Narsimha prayer?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, please go ahead, Mataji.
Namaste Narasingaya, Namaste Narasingaya, Prahladaladadaini, Prahladaladadaini, Hiranyakashe Purvakshadha, Ito Narasimha, Parato Narasimha, Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimha, Bahe Narasimha, Hridaya Narasimha, Narasimhamati Sharanam Prapate, Narasinghamati Sharanam Prapate, Tava Kara Kamala Bhare Nakam Adbhuta Shringa दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तानो वृङ्गां केशवदता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya
केशवदता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
Kesavadrita Narayarupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare
जय नरसिंह देव जय नारहरि जय नरसिंह देव जय नारहरि जय लक्ष्मी
Jaya Narari Jaya Narasimha Jaya Narari
जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय भक्त प्रहलाद लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय भक्त प्रहलाद
Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Bhakta
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
श्री श्री विघ्न विनायक उग्र लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की जय
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we'll chant, we all can basically at this time unmute ourselves and chant Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda for like 2 minutes. And then after that, I'll make few announcements and then we'll be done. Is it okay? Can we, everybody should get opportunity to say something. So can you unmute yourself, please, dear devotees? Oh my gosh, the slide is moving. Are we okay now?
Yes,
Let's see how does it go. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Hayo. Please chant. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
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 Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Bhakta Vinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Haribo! Haribo!
Jaya Daita Chandra
Louder!
Jaya Gaura Bhakta
Jaya
Vrinda.
Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Oh!
Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta
Jaya
Vrinda.
Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo.
Nitai Gaura Haribo Haribo
Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo.
Nitai Gaura Haribo Haribo Nitai Gaura Haribo.
जय 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 श्री श्री अद्वैताचार्य अपीयरेंस डे की
Jai.
अद्वैताचार्य अपीयरेंस डे की जय.
Jai.
भक्त वृंद की जय. So thank you so much all for coming tonight. So with that, we are going to adjourn. But here is the thing. The festivity had just begun. We have basically next week Lord Nityanand Prabhu's appearance day on 24th February. So this is awesome. And then after that, we'll start preparing for Gauranga Mahaprabhu's appearance day. So we have so many festivals coming one after another. So please stay tuned and stay enthusiastic. But before we adjourn tonight, I would like to chant Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam. It's been a long time. So the way we do is that please turn your camera on if you like. Be very enthusiastic, be very positive, okay? In devotional service, we have to pour our heart. Whatever intensity of bhakti we have got, we have to start pouring it. That's how we please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The devotees as such, in the age of Kali Yuga, we are not qualified to have the darshan of the Lord directly. But what Lord does is that, he comes in form of his devotee. And today was the appearance day of Nityanand Prabhu, who was Lord himself, who came as a devotee to show us his magnificent, quality and his features. So that's the, reason Lord appears. So please, everybody, turn your camera on and we will do Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam very loudly, okay? Like we do in the temple. So one time, if we are not done, the way we want to do, then we might repeat. So let's put our, enthusiasm. If you don't want to repeat once again, okay? Jai! Jai! Shri Ram once again, I think we need to do once. I need to see all the screens. If a screen will pop up, then that means you are chanting louder. If your screen is not coming up, that means your voice is not louder. So that's how you would know. Whoever is coming on the screen, that that family or that person is chanting louder. That's how we'll know. So let's see who is staying on the screen for a longer time. Jai! Jai! Sri Radhe Shyam. Vanchkalpatarubhyasya कृपा Thank you so much to everybody who helped with this program. Thank you, Sari Mataji. And thank you everybody who came on the call and went through all the planning and kind of making sure that we had a successful event tonight. So thank you so much. Nityanand Prabhu ki jai. Nityanand Prabhu ki jai. Vanchkalpa गुरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Thank you so much. Dandat pranams to everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Bol.
Krishna,
Stay
Prabhuji.
enthusiastic. Stay tuned with Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Ramacharya
All
Prabhu.
of us
Very
will go
close
back
to
to
you.
and back to Krishna. Thank you. Dandat pranams to everybody. Hare Hare.
Oh, missing your kirtan, Prabhu. It was very wonderful.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Ramacharya Prabhu, thank you for you too. Thank you
Oh,
for all this.
Thank you. We need to open the temple, so that we can start chanting there in front of the deities. This COVID need to go away soon. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Hare Dandavat. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.